Welcome back to At Home with Roby. I'm Patrick McIsaac from Roby Electric, along with Trent Haston from the Roby family of companies. We are your hosts. We are still here with Sam and Pat getting some super valuable information on foundations. This is something you do not want to ignore. Of course, Sam and Pat are with Moisture Lock, and before the last two breaks, I threw a teaser out there and mentioned something. I was calling it the WebMD for foundations and for underneath your home, but this is actually a symptom checker that the folks from Moisture Lock have on their website, and you can kind of go on, and it's not going to diagnose everything that's wrong with your house, but can give you some ideas of some things that you really need to look out for. And Pat, we were just talking about that before the break a little bit. If I'm a homeowner and I have a concern and I'm starting to see some cracks, we talked about the fireplace pulling away from the house or things of that nature. How does this work? I mean, tell us about the Moisture Lock process. What goes into it? Who do we call? I'm obviously nervous as a homeowner with these things going on.
Well, Patrick, anybody is, because this is going to be an expense, and it's really not funny. But when we get finished with what we do, it's not like put granite countertops in your house where you can show all your friends when you have them over for cocktails. Hey, you go out there and there's helical piers in the ground. Where? Well, you can't even see. When we're finished, you don't even know where we were. But basically, a homeowner will call us, for example, and I'll go out and look at a house, and I'll make the determination that you have some foundation issues here. I cannot make any recommendation on helical piers or how many. That's the laws in North Carolina now. I have to recommend that they get a structural engineer. We do have a list of engineering firms that we work with that are great people. And basically, they have to deal and contract with that contractor or structural engineer to come out there and look at the house. Once we get his evaluation and his recommendations, then I can give him a proposal. I cannot even write a proposal without a name of a structural engineer on it. We give him a price. If we agree on it and to do the job, then we pull a permit. We have to call the underground utility people to locate all the underground utilities. We go out and do the job. Basically, most helical pier jobs are based on 21 feet, which normally you're going to hit something. Like I said earlier, you could go 30, 40 feet, but some pretty bad conditions to hit that. And we get the job done. Then we have to send a report in with all our installation logs to the engineering company. They send a letter back. The letter goes to the permit people, code enforcement, who read it. Then they go out. Basically, what the code enforcement people do when they go out is all they're really doing is they don't even see the piers. The piers are already covered up, and they're checking to see that the grade on the soil slopes away from the house, so the water isn't running against the house. And that's the whole process, basically.
Yeah, you said something on break. You said people, a lot of times they don't have the water getting away from their house, or downspouts aren't extended away from the home, and that's what over time.
I've walked around many houses and downspout just dumping right on the corner of the house, soaking that ground year after year after year. And it's just causing the soil to consolidate. And when the soil moves away from the foundation, gravity takes over. The foundation's got to move too.
So we were also talking that we have these extremes when it's dry for a season, like really, really dry. The ground, the clay contracts and shrinks up where your house settles, and then you have the rainiest season comes back. Really, number one, the water doesn't have anywhere to go, and then after months and months, it eventually just makes the ground soppy. You said something. You said, what were you saying?
Well, it's in everybody that lives around here knows in the hot August summertime you can't drive a pick in clay, and then in the rainy wet seasons you sink up to your knees in it. And that's trying to support your foundation, your house. And basically, helical piers get past all that when you have an area of your house that is settling.
So to recap, you guys do it right. So you call, you lay out a plan, but the plan's not actually confirmed or verified, even with your expertise, until you bring in an engineer to write down exactly by the rules what needs to be done. Then you go get a permit with Mecklenburg County.
Correct.
They have a copy of the engineer's letter. They come, once the work's done, they come out and inspect it. per the letter. They can't see what's in the ground, but they also check and make sure that the grade's right, water's flowing away from the house. It's not going to create new problems. Y'all have done y'all's job and dotted your I's and crossed your T's, and then the homeowner feels safe. Now, you say it's not something when you're standing there with your buddy drinking a Coca-Cola outside at the cookout that you brag about like you do granite countertops. I will disagree. I always tell everybody I'm a 2x4 and cinder block guy, That's something I'm bragging. I'm bragging that joker's 27 feet. You did say, though, that average pierce 21 feet. Well, when my well went bad and I was susceptible to needing water for my family, that well man told me 250 feet is the average depth of a well. But he said that boom would be digging my well, be in my yard for 2 days. And about the fifth night I came home, it was 9 o'clock, and I saw the shadow up in the sky with the moon. I said, goodness gracious. I called him the next day. I said, how deep did you go? He said, well, man, I knew that great river with clear water was down there about 475 feet. I know this area.
And you're paying so much a foot.
Let me tell you, when I fill up my tub, though, it is crystal blue. Feel like I'm in the Virgin Islands.
Kind of like that shirt you're wearing today. Folks, you're listening to At Home with Roby. Check us out at our website, andrewroby.com. We're here with Moisture Lock talking about foundations and doing things the right way. And I think that's something that obviously parallels with all the Roby family of companies, whether it's Andrew Roby, Roby Electric, Roby Realty, or Roby Commercial. We're going to take the extra step, right? I mean, it's so important. You just laid out the process that you guys go through, which is very in-depth. I mean, there's a lot to this. And if you're not picking a partner that knows all this, you make the problem worse, right?
That's correct. I mean, there's people out there, there's installers out there that don't get permits, don't get engineers' reports, and the laws of North Carolina require that, and we go by the laws of North Carolina.
And so do we. I mean, and we look at code enforcement as a partner. I mean, they're there to help us, right? I mean, they're there to help
us. And help the homeowner.
And the homeowner. It's sort of like that UL listing that we put on our products. It's that third-party verification to make sure we're all playing by the same rules, which is so important. So let's talk about – I'm sorry. Pat,
the other thing I was going to say is we offer a lifetime warranty of the structure. It doesn't matter who owns the house. We feel confident enough when we put those piers in the ground. Believe me, they're not going to go anywhere, and I've put thousands of them in. When you do it right and you get down to load-bearing soil, it's not going anywhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, it goes along with what you said. You're not going to sit there and look all pretty and frou-frou. It's not your front stage, it's your back stage. I mean, when you go to sell the house and you've done this work and it has a lifetime warranty on one of the two vital organs of the home,
correct,
you're going to create value, and you really are. And another thing is, if you use one of these fly-by-night companies, this goes along with what Roby does and why Roby tries to be in all endeavors we do an upstanding company, just very parallel with Moisture Lock, why we like to have you guys partner with us on our show, is what are you going to save? I mean, 20% by having a fly-by-night company that doesn't do it right, and you don't create value, you lose value.
Yeah, and you'll never hear from them again. They won't take your phone calls when you start having issues.
Sometimes they like that deposit, and then they like Myrtle Beach. I don't know what.
Well, and another thing is Doggett, family of companies Doggett, which is Moisture Lock, been in business in 1964.
Yep.
Been around a long time, and they're not going anywhere.
And Doggett is your concrete division, and that's the original business that Sam came up in.
That's right. We started in 1964. Our owner, Doug Doggett, was the son of the founder, and he started the waterproofing business in 1988. And through the waterproofing actions and details, we determined that there was a serious need for the foundation repair.
Got it. So you guys, similar to us, you're trying to vertically integrate where you can be efficient and give expertise across the line and give value to your clients. So
Correct.
That's awesome.
Correct.
So, well, fellas, Pat and Sam, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
It's been wonderful having you.
It's great to be here, and if you want to see us, you go to moisturelock.com. That's moistureloc.com.
I was getting ready to say that, Sam. I'm glad you put that in there. moistureloc.com.
Sam, what are you doing on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock? No.
Checking out his website. Folks, you got the symptom checker, the WebMD for the underneath your house. Check them out, Moisture Lock LOC, moistureloc.com. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Christian McCall, and we're going to talk about Make-A-Wish. You're listening to At Home with Roby. We'll be right back.